2, 1.
Hold on, that was fun. He used one of the most important lines in storytelling. There's this, but.
This is a really important storytelling tool.
I had the privilege of working with Mark Rober. He, as a creative director, helped find the middle ground to what I wanted, to then also what he needed.
That was the huge retention point for me. I was like, I have to stay and figure out what number 6 is.
We all like to nerd out about Mr. Beast, we all love to nerd out about Ryan Trahan, but Mark Rober, I believe, is one of the best creators on the platform right now. And I think this is a perfect YouTube video.
Hiding inside this box is an absolute marvel of engineering you might just find protecting you the next time you're at a public event. That's got a lot of people.
So much has already happened in the first 5 seconds. What happened to you?
I love that because I have such a short attention span.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, it's like 2.5 seconds. I'm not even exaggerating or joking. So immediately I'm like, I know I'm watching a video, but I'm engaged. I'm into it.
And he tells us why we should care about this thing, because he's like, it's going to protect you next time you're at a big event or something.
Yeah,
and it's hidden in a box. So it's like, surprise, what's in the
and
box?
I think like the first couple of seconds of anything is like so important because I feel like a lot of the times when I've edited videos, the whole video is amazing and great. I'm like, just wait till they get to like the 5-minute mark or whatever, or the 3-minute mark. And then I'm like, oh, they didn't, because the beginning of it, they weren't hooked.
Exactly. I'm loving all of that. Yeah, it's a classic 7 line. What's in the box? We want to know immediately. Again, such great storytelling. He set up all of those questions. Something special's in this box. What's in the box? It's going to protect you. Wait, I'm always feeling vulnerable. And then he then reveals the answer straight away. It's a drone. But that actually gives me more questions. Wait, how's a drone going to protect me? So you're right, and it's just, that's why such great storytelling there. But then the thing that I love the most here is the fact that he's answered the question straight away gives me what I think one of the most valuable resources, trust.
He's not like, but wait until minute 5 when I show you what's in the box.
I would do that. I'm like, just wait.
Yeah. But I think it's because a lot of us have been burned by that experience. And so actually answering the question straight away, it's like, it's a great reward system. Like, okay, now I know you're going to be delivering the promise for me efficiently. And then now I'm like, okay, now I want to keep on going, despite the fact that now I've got a new question. Wait, a drone, how is this going to help me?
It's an absolute marvel of engineering you might just find protecting you.
Even though that's a speed ramp shot, marvel of engineering, speed ramp shot of just the camera going around and then slowing it down for that reveal. Just that small movement suddenly made that thing feel so much more powerful as well.
It feels like sporty, almost.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like that. Yes. That was fun. That was fun.
Bigger than a DJI normal drone.
Yeah, exactly. So like already again, so many more new questions just from that one shot, and it had that slow motion moment, and then the sound effects then went into that sort of slow motion feeling. It was a still shot. There was a moment for me that I was able to get a good look at it. But for me, it was just short enough.
They're teasing a little bit.
Yeah.
They're flirting with us.
It almost reminded me of like an animal show where like you see the bird in flight in slow motion for like 2 seconds and then it just lifts off to like go grab a fish or something.
Oh, yes. There we go. Yeah, because now it kind of feels like a predator in a way, but like in a good way. Yeah.
Because he said it would protect us.
Yes.
Right.
I would want a falcon to protect me personally.
I bet you they've also speed ramped that box opening as well. They've definitely speed ramped that as well because they're trying to bring in that fast reveal. But then we didn't get that slow motion shot, which we haven't experienced before. And then that kind of breaks the rhythm the rest of the video had set up. And then with that rhythm break, we internally feel it, and then we pay more attention towards it. And that's why that reveal feels very impactful, because it's slow motion. First time we've seen that type of slow motion. It's breaking the rhythm, so that we feel that rhythm, so we want to pay more attention towards it. And then also, that's the first time we've heard the sound mixing in that style as well, when it is that slow motion, vroom, 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 vroom. And so all of that is such a aggressive change in the editing language that makes us feel that we have to pay so much more attention towards it, because it's so much more new information that we have to take it all in, because we've gotten used to all the flow of it before. Breaking it brings our attention back.
And it's 10 seconds.
Yeah.
All of that was like 10 seconds.
Actually one of the fastest in the world. It's autonomous and it weighs 5 times more than is typical because the purpose of this drone is to lock onto a bad guy drone trying to do bad guy things and then smash it into 1,000 pieces.
Worked there for you guys?
I think knowing Mark, like he didn't get super deep into how the drone would exactly carry out this attack, but I know we'll get into it later. And so I'm excited to like see that kind of more in detail later.
It feels very like a Marvel movie or something. It feels very superhero.
For me, the thing that I love the most about this is a super simple detail. The music came in, it's kind of nice, it's kind of cheery, it's got that Mark Rober brand, and we're kind of setting up that nice momentum. And then he said kind of essentially the thesis, like the main point of this video, and then he drops the music. And for me, that pulled me into, I have to listen to this line very specifically. Watch it again, knowing that he drops the music on that line.
Weighs 5 times more than is typical because the purpose of this drone is to lock onto a bad guy drone trying to do bad guy things and then smash it into 1,000 pieces.
I love that because it's like, hey, our drones are great. Look at this cheery music we're putting underneath. But the bad guy drones. Just a simple touch of just dropping the music there.
Music just informs the way we feel and
really does.
every possible way.
It's such a superpower if you can understand using sound like that.
Combat this very possible scenario. And then after we see how the pros are doing it, we'll investigate how a few...
That's fun. He's going like, look at this advanced tech, look at this advanced tech, look at this advanced tech. Like, I don't recognize any of it, and I'm being pulled in. I want to know more, I want to know more, I want to know more. And then some of us in a chicken costume. It's such a fun contrast.
When you think about it, this is kind of like a kid's show.
Yes.
So he's like always having his audience in mind with the pacing of it.
This is this generation's Mythbusters.
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't just tell the myths, they put them to the test.
About 3-4 years ago, I had the privilege of briefly working with Mark Rober, and it was just me and him. And I just edited a scene, and he was over Zoom, and he was giving me directions. And so it was that one-on-one sort of experience. One of the things I really appreciated was that it's probably even some of my own sort of flaws as an editor. I love to very much get cinematic. And then for me, I probably do slow down the pacing a bit too much. That's one of the feedbacks I do get quite a lot with a lot of the work that I do. And Mark was actually really good in identifying me wanting to make kind of a bit more of a cinematic experience, but he was able to dial me back of like maintaining the flow of a YouTube video. Like my version would have been great to watch in a cinema, but no, we're watching this on YouTube. And so Mark was like, okay, we're gonna have to half this, but I'm gonna show you how. But then also, I think one of the things that I really liked about Mark was that actually he understood what I was trying to do, and he said, I want to keep that because I want this scene to also be yours. And so what it is that he, as a creative director, helped find the middle ground to what I wanted to then also what he needed. And I think that's actually, one of the best qualities of a leader as well. Now he has an entire edit team. Now he's an entire production team. Now he has like a director who's essentially like directing him on these videos. But yet this still feels like a Mark Rober video. And I'm still trying to figure out what is it about this that makes it still feel like Mark edited this. And I think that's that grounded element towards it that's super important. What about this video feels grounded to you?
I think for a Mark video, the classic like Mark voiceover, like, and today we're gonna jump into this like engineering feat. That's a big thing. And then a layer of like some sort of game or contest.
Even though this is like probably was very expensive, but you still feel the heart at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know, where he's very curious, and there's I feel like it sparks a lot of creativity and curiosity within and inspiration within the audience as well to be like, oh man. And I feel like it's also like people are gonna share the shit out of this video too, to like, look at this.
Still the same problem. And I don't want to give too much away, but it might involve giant dart turrets, Tesla coil water guns,
Classic
and
Mark.
the world's largest vortex cannon.
The teasing thing, you know, like this is coming in later in the video, so he still does that here.
This is a really important storytelling tool to like, unfortunately it is just like an attention span thing,
and
right?
it's just like there's so much choice on YouTube. It's hard to justify like this.
It's
over
competitive.
Watching something else,
I call it the bullshit meter.
Oh yes,
I
will
think-
they deliver on what they say? They're
Exactly.
Gonna do?
Well, I think audiences everywhere have gotten very attuned to a bad YouTube video nowadays, and we can know quite quickly if they're not going to deliver on that promise that their title and thumbnail is going to do. And so you're right, essentially the entire first minute of the video is that, hey, This is a 30-minute video. The first minute is essentially my pitch as to why you should be watching this. And so here is delivering on the promise. So there we go. You can trust me. And here's what else I'm going to give you later on to know why there is still value towards the end of this video as well.
It's cool that he like presents us with what this Anduril company is going to do and what the pros are doing, and then it's like, oh, here's what the backyard like hooligans are going to do.
I headed down to a company called Anduril, who are one of the leaders when it comes to drone defense, where I met up with their founder, Palmer Luckey.
Super simple touch, but just the camera movements I loved here, and the editor being aware of it, because each of those is a forward motion, and it's inviting us into the space. We're getting closer and closer into the space. Look, each of those shots, movements were matched in terms of just direction.
Pros,
Moving forward, moving forward, moving forward, moving forward, moving forward, and now we're in. It's like peeling back the layers more and more and more, and now we're in the thick of it quite quickly.
Yeah. Mark is like guiding us into the video.
It's a simple thing, but it's just such an effective invitation into the space.
He set the stage.
The United States has the ability to defend against fighter jet attacks or bomber invasions, and zero ability to control what happens in the first few hundred feet of our airspace. That's the thing we have to solve. We have to tame the Wild West.
Palmer explained to me there are
stasis.
And I like that they didn't focus a lot on the interview. They just took like one, because I feel like obviously you want to interview him, but you know, it's like, I don't know, it has to serve the video in some way. So I like that it was like short and sweet.
Yeah, that's what it is. Like, what's the one line we want? That's it. Rest of the interview, that can go later, or we cut it out entirely.
Congratulations, you're cool. Yeah.
To take out a drone with bad intentions, and every method has a major flaw except for number 6.
Blurred out.
First is
There it is.
where you just
There's the other tease.
That was the huge retention point for me. I was like, I have to stay and figure out what number 6 is, because they all have a flaw except for this one, and it's blurred out, so what the heck is it?
It's a super effective technique. I admit it's a low-hanging fruit technique, but it is still effective, because what it means is that we cannot get ahead of Mark.
He's setting the pace for us again.
He is still withholding information, so he's still in charge. And I think that's
Mark.
You could take control and force it to land or crash. But Palmer pointed out the potential Achilles heel for both of these first two methods.
He used one of the most important lines in storytelling. But. There's this, but.
Because it's like, these were our previous solutions, but the bad guy can get around them, which is why Palmer's thing is important later on, so stick around.
And then by exploiting known problems in the software, you could take control and force it to land or crash. But Palmer pointed out that
rhythm is such a huge thing for the editors in this, and I can even see it in the writing and presentation. Again, there is a consistent, like, 1 second, 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. A lot of it have very consistent pacing. I'm loving that consistency. And with all of this, they're very much also using the music to help dictate that pacing as well. And so it looks like each point, they're using the music to then say, this point has 8 bars of music. So we're going to use that 8 bars of music, and if anything goes further than that, we have to cut it out or trim it down to speed up that process, because the music then escalated a little bit more. So here is the first layer of that music. It's a minimalist song, so it layers up. So here is just the
the xylophone.
The
classic
xylophone.
Mark.
That's it. That's what I was looking for.
fake radio signals, so it could no longer hear the instructions from the human operator.
It was just that. Once that point was made, then the bass came in.
And they actually provide the equipment to law enforcement that will jam the communications.
Escalation, we're moving on to the next point, and so the music escalating helped us move on to that next point. But then also same thing again, is the point that he really wanted to help us fully understand, the music drops again. So much so that even the video is a drone dropping.
Known problems in the software, you could take control and force it to land or crash.
And it does cut out the music right before the drone drops, so we kind of like hear it hit the grass. It's like,
yeah.
Gentlemen, what's the confidence level
With
at?
that, fun.
Here?
Can I have a shovel?
That's the sound of an engineer who has not got a lot of sleep this
And then
week.
there's a really good comedy cutting here, where it's like, are you guys ready? I am ready. There's a setup. I'm ready. There's a pattern. And then the music, do-do-do-do-do. And then we break that pattern. My confidence is down here on the ground. Like, I need a shovel. It's a really great comedy technique, you know, like set up, reaffirm the pattern, and then since we are now expecting that, we can then break that pattern with a joke.
My turret versus your turret. Your turret actually shoots things.
How do you know what mine is?
It's right there.
There we go. Great visual comedy here. It's keeping all of the shots are tight.
Yeah, and everything is like pushing in slowly.
It's pushing in slowly, so it's bringing us more and more into that, and so kind of creates this sort of interesting comedic claustrophobia, I would say. And again, it's another pattern break. The pattern is we're staying in close to then reveal the wide shot of the turret. All of that beat was just to set up that wide shot. So it's visual comedy that worked because of the editing.
And I love the googly eye.
Yeah.
Yeah, in there. Something goofy.
It's like Doom music. So fun. It's cool.
But you missed. Dang it.
Music dropped again.
They're all just roasting each other.
That shot was cool.
Yeah. It's very fast paced. So many cuts happening.
I can feel it. 3, 2.
Build, 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 build. But rhythm break again. There we go. There's the rewards.
Boom.
Triumphant music.
There we go. and then he doesn't take down the drone.
Oh, dang.
So for me, the thing that I'm really picking out with this is that Mark and the editing team, one of their biggest rules is setting up rhythms and breaking it. Then also using that with the musicality, and then using that music as an opportunity to then represent and visualize a joke or a point. I think they're very conscious of the pacing of those cuts to therefore make us as the audience understand the most important moments of the video, and they are essentially highlighted each time just by the editing.
They kind of signal to us like when we should be paying attention when the music cuts out. It's like added emphasis.
Maybe they're really great at looking at their analytics and seeing where like the dips are and the peaks, and I'm very interested to see like the analytics and watch time of this, because I'm like, I don't think that there were any like moments of just like lull, and even if there were, it like jumped back up again, which is great. And I think pacing for especially a video like this is so important, like not only for the attention span. I don't think that that's should be the main thing, but I think it's the flow and the rhythm of it. It's very like musically satisfying, and it's just satisfying.
Yeah, it's absolutely, I agree in all of that. And it's juicy and it's fun and it's enjoyable, and I think just it's satisfying. And I feel smarter watching this.
I do.
After every
feel
Mark
smarter.
video,
Yeah.
I'm like, I have an engineering degree.
Yeah, me too.
What about you? What's your kind of conclusions out of this as well?
I don't know. I mean, I'm thinking of how he first hooked us into the video, which is in the wider, like, here's the drone that this crazy like engineering company created, and here's our kind of stab at it. And I think kind of having that like wider story with a little like smaller story in it, kind of like an Easter egg.
Absolutely, yeah. I think he's made engineering fun, and just by keeping the groundedness and the banter of it as well. You know, here is some incredible drone technology, but also here's us in our backyard messing about. I love it. Guys, thank you so much for watching and just letting me nerd out about storytelling and editing. I always get shy about it, but then you guys just invited me in, and I was like, all right, here we go. This is fun. So thank you for that.
Yeah, I learned so much. I'm like, you're really smart.
Thank you so much. That actually means a lot.